Ladies and gentlemen, I understand that the jury has reached a verdict. Is that correct? And is that verdict unanimous?
This is video of Mouton's car crashing right after the shooting. Then a month later, Longmire, who was an Uber driver, was arrested in connection to Mouton's death.
After the death of a beloved Houston pastor, family members are getting ready for the suspected killer's trial. Police say Pastor Ronald K. Mouton Sr. was shot and killed in an apparent road rage incident in June of 2022. Deshawn Longmire was arrested and charged in Mouton's murder. Our Orco Mana joins us in the studio now in Orco. This has been a long road to justice for Mouton's family.
That's right, Cheryl. It's been a devastating few years for Mouton's loved ones. Not only was the man they describe as passionate and kind taken from him, but the trial for the suspect, Deshawn Longmire, was delayed from its original start date last September because Longmire's attorney was busy with another case. Now, the pretrial proceedings begin tomorrow. Houston police say Ronald Mouton Sr. was shot on June 24, 2022 in an apparent road rage incident on the Gulf Freeway between Wayside and Griggs. This is video of Mouton's car crashing right after the shooting. Then a month later, Longmire, who was an Uber driver, was arrested in connection to Mouton's death. Court documents showing police used Uber records to place Longmire at the scene of the crime. The late pastor's twin brother, Ronald Mouton Jr., has been pushing for justice ever since the killing. He was in town today at East Missionary Baptist Church, where his brother used to preach.
We just need the closure of getting justice for one, a senseless shooting to us. People have words with each other every day. And so to us to pull a gun out and shoot him in his car is senseless. And so we want justice. We want to see justice. Him pay for what he did.
Yeah, just heartbreaking for that family.
We, the jury, find the defendant, Deshawn Longmire, guilty of murder as charged in the indictment.
That breaking news happening just moments ago, a guilty verdict in the murder of Houston pastor Ronald Mouton.
Deshawn Longmire convicted in the 2022 road rage killing. Pastor Mouton's family getting the verdict that they were hoping for. Again, this happened just minutes ago. Our Rochelle Turner joining us now live from the courthouse.
Andy, Lisa, good afternoon to you. Right now, the judge has called a lunch break, and at 1:45 is when they will start the sentencing phase for Deshawn Longmire. But I want to show you right here outside the 208th District Court. These are members of Pastor Mouton's family, and right here, the attorney in the white suit is with the state, but on the other side is Pastor Mouton's twin brother, Roland, and I just spoke to him right before this hit. I asked him what his immediate action was when they received that guilty verdict. He told me that he was satisfied and that they were praying and hoping for a guilty verdict. But the family is going to wait until the sentencing phase to give their final statements along with prosecutors. But it was a lot of emotion inside of the courtroom when I got here about an hour ago. There was a lot of people praying. They were rocking back and forth. They were looking around the courtroom waiting for the judge to call the jury back in, and once she did, she said that it was a unanimous vote and it was very quick. She said, we find the defendant Deshawn Longmire guilty. Now, I did have a chance to look over at Mr. Deshawn Longmire. He didn't have any emotion on his face. Now, throughout this trial, we have seen him testify on the stand, and he said in his testimony that he remembers when that shooting happened that day. He said that he remembers Pastor Mouton driving behind him very aggressively, honking his horn, and them exchanging words before he rolled down his window and opened fire. But during this trial, the state provided a lot of video evidence, a lot of pictures and surveillance from many restaurants and businesses nearby that put Deshawn Longmire at that location. They were able to pinpoint his exact exact speed when he was driving in that car. They also pulled his Uber records from that area, and they were able to learn a lot of new information. We also learned that after the shooting, he actually went to Academy and wanted to buy a barrel for his handgun. So it was a lot of testimony, a lot of back and forth yesterday, and it brought us here today where the judge and the jury has voted or decided on a unanimous verdict. But again, just a live look. You could see this is Pastor Mouton right here hugging, this is his brother, twin brother, hugging Pastor Mouton's wife. Several of his family members are here, as well as his church members are here. And we're in the break right now. We'll be in this break for about an hour, but throughout this whole week, a lot of them have had a lot of emotions.
Nearly 3 years have passed since the tragic shooting of Pastor Ronald Mouton. Investigators say Longmire shot and killed Mouton back in June 2022 on a feeder road off Gulf Freeway in southeast Houston. Signs indicated that it was a case of road rage.
It's a moral victory to us, but it doesn't take the sadness away. The loss is just too significant to us to just be overjoyed, but it does give us a sense of relief to know that the guy that killed my brother will now pay for what he did.
Court documents revealed that Longmire, an Uber driver, was out on bond and did not obey his curfew conditions. Closing arguments were heard Thursday, with prosecutors saying Longmire's claim as an Uber driver was a lie in an attempt to create an alibi. Meanwhile, Longmire's defense attorney argued a jury should determine whether the case has reasonable doubt.
I first just want to apologize, and I know there's nothing I could do to change the situation, and if I could, I would. I made a mistake, and I hurt a lot of people.
The trial lasted for 3 days, and in less than 3 hours, the jury came out with the guilty verdict.
Ladies and gentlemen, I understand that the jury has reached a verdict. Is that correct? And is that verdict unanimous? Yes. All right. We, the jury, having found the defendant Deshawn Longmire guilty of murder, assess his punishment at confinement in the Institution Division of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice for 23 years. And it's signed by the foreperson.
They hate you. You're gonna die. I don't want to do this.